Hey Rusty, hey the main. Is this the music playing in your head? Yep. Guess you could say that. Does seem like that since I'm wearing headphones, so blasting right into my brains. But this is the new armor design, sweet, yeah. This been working on this for a couple, maybe a day or so now. If you like add up all the hours. But it's a project that has been going on for a couple of months now. Looks a little southern, and the helm design reminds me of the Unsullied from Game of Thrones. It looks southern? Like American southern? Or do you mean like south of a different country? What program am I using? I'm using ZBrush. What level is the armor going to be at? It should be for arena. Should be for arena mode. You can see up here it says ZBrush. That is the program I'm using. It's also in my FAQ. I have a list of the software that I use in my FAQ as well. Rusty, you've come here to bully me. Oh. Mercs, you too? God. Well, I'm glad at least you guys show up to bully me. Otherwise, I'd have no one watching the stream. I'd be like I'd be in like the very the bottom of the barrel Twitch streamer, you know. I'd just be here talking to myself. I'm glad I have someone here to bully me. Oh God. You guys don't forget, do you? You guys don't forget the various things that go on in past streams. The pink part's supposed to be ragdollable. It can be, but I'm gonna make it so it's not, just so Medoc has less work on his plate. Like, we still don't have cloth physics on the armor yet. I've been saying that like ever since I joined bare metal, like 5 years ago. But it would be cool if we had some cloth physics for armor. It's only been 5 years. Yeah, Shirlene is fine. Thanks for asking, Rusty. All good. How are you guys doing, by the way? Counter question to your question. Man, I got an appointment tomorrow. Sucks, dude. Gotta do more paperwork tomorrow. Not looking forward to that. Am I using poop color on the cloth? Because, you know, in the medieval ages, right? Like, that's just what they did. They just smeared their clothing with poop. Like, my Monty Python is, Monty Python and various other, like Game of Thrones, Witcher, you know, they all use poop, in the costume department. All they do is they just use poop. They just rub it into their clothes. So, like, if you're like peasant class, your clothing, you have two choices of clothing. You either have poop brown cloth, or you have like biker gear. Those are the only two types of medieval clothing that has ever existed. And it's true because I'm an expert about medieval arms and armor. Good, you're playing that zombie game, Days Gone? Cool. You're currently waiting for your friend to start playing? Playing what? Exanima? 7 Days Gone. You mean like 7 Days to Die? I haven't heard of 7 Days Gone before. I really like this design. Is it original? Yes. It is inspired from like everything I've seen so far. Like German armor has helmets and stuff that look like this. Solids. And just like the lines and the cut of the jib, everything is very medieval inspired. That's because I've spent a lot of my life looking at medieval armor, so I don't really I haven't really been looking at references for this one. I just go with whatever works, you know. Actually, you know, the real reason for this cloth, besides being emergency toilet paper, the real reason is to provide cushioning. It's basically I think it serves two purposes. One, it reduces the noise of plate armor. You'll usually find this on plate armor. I don't know if they also added it on leather armor, but I'm sure it could have been something that was done. So noise was one of the main factors, I would imagine. And it also served as like a windbreaker. So you're wearing plate armor. Plate armor could get really cold or really hot because metal is a really good insulator. Well, No, metal is a really good conductor. So it's really easy to, and also like metal isn't breathable, obviously. So you have a couple of factors, environmental factors that you have to deal with when wearing a suit of armor. You have to deal with the conductivity, the thermal conductivity of the metal, and then also the fact that it doesn't breathe. That's very heavy. I guess that would make like freezing to death a bit easier in colder weather, because if it's not breathable, you can't sweat. That means you're gonna get very damp inside a suit of armor. And then if you're damp inside of a suit of armor, which the metal is thermally conductive, you're going to freeze. Like your sweat you're gonna be like inside a fridge. So, I'm not really sure how they got around that problem in the snow. I guess it's just bundled up, really. We need some more slits. Hey Conrax, welcome to the stream. How you doing? I need to cut this up a bit more and then it's looking a bit mushy in the back here. Not very. Same here, Conrax. I've also been a bit late on the Exanima streams. Partly because I have got paperwork stuff to do, immigration stuff, and then also Monster Hunter is a bit too addictive of a game. Want me to buy you Valheim? How about I'll make you a game. How about whenever I get around to finishing the game I'm working on, I'll send a copy to you your way, Rusty. Rusty will remember that. Yeah, Conrax is like super generous. I always see him like give away Exanima. Crazy. Conrax as being kind of like a legend in the community for that. Gotta get some more content out. The next one, I think I don't know if you guys seen, but Maddock has been working on user interface stuff, UI stuff, making the UI look much better. And it's just a few days away, a few Maddock days away. So that means it's just around the corner, 200 meters to the left, and then you take a right around the gas station, and it should be there. The update should be somewhere there between the gas station and 7-Eleven. That's what it means when Maddox says the update is a few days away. Oh wait, do they? Yeah. I guess they do have 7-Eleven in UK. Or in Italy. Yeah, 7-Elevens everywhere. But I don't know if they call gas stations gas stations. I think they call them petrol stations, right? Oh no, review bombing on a tiny indie game as such as ours? That's terrible. Alright, catch you later, the main. Yeah, I was actually going to review Exanima on the Steam page, but then Maddox said that I probably shouldn't because we might get in trouble for like conflict of interest or something like that. It'd be weird for a developer to review their own game, apparently. I was just gonna write I was just gonna write pretty okay good game. It's a good game. Oh shoot. Really? That sort of rings a bell, but that must have been a long time ago. Because I can't really remember that one. Oh, you're talking about my game? Speaking about my game, gonna stream a bit of that. I've moved on from the modeling phase. I'm doing UV unwrapping and animation now. So if you guys want to see what UV unwrapping looks like, you guys can stick around. I'll be doing some of that. You know, games usually start development from controls, navigation, and game mechanics. Not always, no. Games usually start from spreadsheets. No, actually, games, they start when a game developer is born. They start as an embryo, and that embryo eventually forms a brain. That brain dreams up of glorious video game ideas. It all started with the Big Bang. It's pretty awesome you can make a game. I would love to try it if I had the skill set to do it. It just takes a bit of time. It's actually, you know, it's not that complex now that I think about it, you know? Well, actually it is pretty complex. But it's not like something unachievable. So if you ever do want to go and make a game, it's getting easier and easier by the day to make one. Yeah, it's one of those things. I guess it's a bit like exercising or like lifting or something. You're not gonna see results right away, and you're gonna have to put in a little bit of time every day just to learn the basics. Definitely achievable. I think I learned the majority of what I know in maybe 3 years. It helps to have like an older brother who just like keeps pushing you to learn 3D, learn Unreal Engine. Like one of the reasons why I know the things I know is because my older brother, he's like, hey, you should do some 3D modeling. You should learn 3D modeling because yeah, I think he could tell that my skills were suited for 3D modeling. Like I was making armor in real life, but then I switched over to making 3D models, and a lot of that had to do with the encouragement of my older brother. And then after that, we're like, hey, I should go like make a game or something. I should like import the models that I've made into a game engine and then see how do I get my 3D model into a game engine and then have it walk around and move and do things. So that's kind of where I got started in game development. I'd rather just hire people and tell them to make my game. Man, if I got in early on Bitcoin, I could just do that. I could have done that. But no, I didn't have any money back then. Oh. Anyway, want to get a really cool coder on your team? Nah, I'm all good. I can do most of. I think I know how to pretty much do everything with the help of with some refresher, some tutorial refresher. Unreal Engine has made it really easy for labs like me to actually make a game. I already know the basics of blueprinting and like node-based programming. I've made stuff like inventory. I've made inventories before, like where a player character can pick up items, drop items, craft items, and then I also understand save states. And I'm working on the multiplayer bit, but I think I've already gotten most of the complex stuff out of the way. Made a save system once and a life system. Yeah, it's I think that's like one of the more complex parts. Saving and loading, and also inventory systems. Inventory systems are difficult. Depending on how complex you want the inventory system to be. And I kind of want a pretty complex inventory system. Because, you know, like the game I'm working on, it's gonna be like a crafting game, right? It's gonna be an undead crafting game where you kill enemies, gather their parts like bones, leather, hide, eyeballs, teeth, and then you craft them into your undead minions or into your undead gear. So there's going to be a lot of components and a lot of crafting in this game. A lot of customization and personalization of your character and how you play. I should have saved my older projects where I actually have those systems, because then I could have just like copy and pasted them over. But since I didn't save them, I have to like recode those bits of blueprints. Because I actually had a working inventory system which had all of that, and I could even sort the inventory system. There's like I even had like a search bar and everything where you can like type in like what you wanted to find, or just like a couple letters of what you wanted to find, and it would like highlight the items, and then you can like sort them alphabetically. So yeah, it's pretty complex stuff that I was working on. It took me a long time to get that in, and I wish I saved that program project, but I didn't. So I have to do all that over again. But that'll be a good refresher. I love inventory systems where you can just, where there's a search bar and you can like just search, if you know like the name of what you're looking for, or if you know anything related to what you're looking for. So say if you have like a massive inventory, and then you have you're looking for an apple, right? You're looking for an apple, but you don't know that this apple is like called the fruit of glory or something like that. So you can just type in apple, and it will highlight the item because the item is an apple, just that's named like fruit of glory. Or you should also be able to type in the color red. You just like type in red. It'll highlight all objects that'll be red. So I really love quality of life stuff like that. In like inventory systems like that. It's just like you can find things instantly, and it's very similar to how the human brain works. in like finding objects in real life. You break things down by component. And you can search by the traits of an object. Yeah, Rusty, that's exactly how it works. I would really love to play an active role in making a game, not just market and sell one. I know there are like game jams. If you join the, there's like a Unreal Engine Discord channel. I think that could be a good start. You just like lurk there, see how other teams are making things. Sometimes they'll post tidbits on their projects. And sometimes I think there's like game jams as well that you can join in on. If you think you're up to snuff, where a couple of people just like team up with other random people and try to make a game in a certain time frame. I participated in a few of those. They're very stressful, but you have a time frame to them. So if you are kind of like busy and you have like a lot of stuff on your plate, there is a time frame, so it won't like take up your entire life. After the time frame, you can just like say goodbye to your teammates or whatever. Or yeah, the game jams are definitely pretty cool if you want to get the experience of a game developer without having all the obligations to actually complete a game. How much would it cost me to essentially recreate a simple copy of a Risk-like board game with reliable multiplayer? It costs you 0. There isn't any monetary cost to get started in game development. There is a time cost to learning how to make games. Like all you need to do to make a copy of Risk, get a copy of Unreal Engine. That's free. You just download Unreal Engine for free. You can use all of the tools available to you. There isn't like a premium Unreal Engine plan, not that I'm aware of. And yeah, you can just like get YouTube. Google search is your friend for game development if you get stuck on something. That's pretty much how you recreate a game of Risk. But the thing is, like multiplayer. Multiplayer is actually it's both harder and easier to add than you might think. Because Unreal Engine has really streamlined the process of making a multiplayer game. But it's still like multiplayer, right? So we'll first have to learn how to make a game, and then you'll have to learn how to make that game multiplayer. Do you guys maybe have recommendations on where to get started on learning? Unreal Engine. So Unreal Engine, there is they have sections for learning you can download free projects, which has like all the assets available to you. You have like so much learning um, material. You have like a lot of learning material on the Unreal Engine platform itself. And then there's like Unreal Engine YouTubers. I think one that's off the top of my head is Tesla Dev. He does a lot of Unreal stuff. Yeah, I mean, you can also do Unity. Unity is also an option. I don't have any experience with Unity, which is why I've just been pushing the Unreal Engine stance. Problem with something like that is really just where to start. Yeah. Yeah, it can be pretty daunting to figure out where to actually begin. Well, I know. So here's a tip, right? If you're making a game, it's kind of like writing a book, right? It's like writing a novel. What you can do is write write one sentence about your game, like a summary of your game, and fit it into one sentence. Like, take for instance the game I'm working on. Like my one sentence description of the game that I'm working on would be, in the game so and so, players will like brave perils, gather components, and craft their way to victory, or something like that. Something very simple like that, that you can actually like once you have that, you have something tangible that you can base your game around, and then from there it's just breaking it down even further into smaller, manageable chunks. So in my sentence, I said, players will brave perils and craft their way to victory. So there's like two main points right there, right? So they would have to brave perils, and then they would have to craft their way to victory. So obviously, there's gonna be a danger in that game. Probably like stuff you have to kill, and then there's also crafting. So automatically there are like we can start with like there's two mechanics there already. There is combat, and then there's crafting. And then you can break down those mechanics into sub-mechanics. So, like, combat. What is the combat going to be like? What kind of camera is it going to be? Like, third person, isometric, first person? Something unique? Like, indie games have made unique camera angles before. What is the art style going to be like? Is it going to be realistic? Is it going to be pixelated? Is it going to be cartoonish? Going to be something original that no one has ever seen before? So yeah, you can just like get your one sentence idea of a game, and then just break it down into smaller and smaller components, while also keeping in mind the scope of the game. Like, you don't want to make something insanely complex. Like, this is one of the problems that Exanima has run into, right? The scope is insane. The scope is it's much bigger than the team could have imagined it to become. So it is pretty remarkable how far bare metal has gotten. Like, even though, yeah, feature creep is a thing. So even though like it started off as Oh yeah, we just want to make like a physics-based combat sim game, right? Actually, I'm not really sure what the original pitch was, but it's just evolved into something so much more complex than that. It's insane. Like there's now a magic system. There's like a complex AI system. Like like even the UI is a insane work of art, and it's just ridiculous how much work it is to actually make a game. So yeah, definitely start small and then be very mindful of the features that you add because every feature you add could mean months or years of work added onto your project. The possibilities of the engine are really unique. Yeah. Like the more you study games, the more you realize most engines are fairly similar. It's just that some have better capabilities than others. So like the engine that Madoc has made, right? It's like perfect for the game Exanima. But it's like a very like can the engine also do like 2D pixel games, right? So I'd say it's very good for what it does, but it's not a very versatile engine like Unreal Engine. The Unreal Engine is like a super versatile, super powerful engine that can basically make any game under the sun. Um, but it can't do like the kind of well, I guess it could do the kind of physics that Exanima has, but you're gonna have to do a lot of custom coding and you're gonna have to actually like make some engine changes. You're gonna have to like have like engine add-ons that you program into Unreal Engine to actually get anywhere close to what Madoc has achieved. Yeah, they were Unreal Engine, right? The good thing about these public engines, right, is they have a team behind them that is developing these engines, like Unity and Unreal Engine. They have teams behind them. They have support, and most importantly, Evolve. Like they have a lot of documentation, and people use them to make games. So if you have a question about something you need to do inside a game engine, if you're using Unreal Engine or Unity, you have a lot of documentation that has been built up through Google searches over the years. Uh, so you're gonna be making things more quickly than if you were to just make a game engine on your own, because the answers are all out there. You just have to search bar it. And by doing that, you start to learn how to do game dev. You start to become a game developer just by learning small things here and there until like all the knowledge has accumulated and you can like actually call yourself a game dev. Essentially, it's a Risk-like board game with cards, combat animations, realistic dice physics. Will you also need to get a license for that? I don't think so. No. I think you've like the only point where that would be applicable is like if you make your game exactly like Risk and then you also call it Risk, and then you try selling that, you might run into problems then. But if you're making something similar and you call it something different, you're gonna be fine. Unless it's Disney, then you're screwed. If you make a dragon that has like round ears and then you call it like Danny the Dragon, you're gonna get sued by Disney for sure. Oh, by the way, there is a if you're just looking for like a board game kind of simulator, I know there's a Tabletop Simulator. It's on Steam. So they have like a lot of board games they can play. They're like simulated in a 3D environment. Like it's multiplayer. I used to use it. I used to play it with a couple of D&D friends. Tabletop Simulator, that's what it's called. It has like your basic games like chess and like checkers, I think. I'm not too sure, I haven't played it in a long time. But yeah, like a virtual environment for your board games. The UI and how it plays is rather clunky. Yeah, it could be improved on. For sure. I still feel like it kind of looks like it uses like placeholder stuff. I don't know. I mean, I haven't played it a long time. I could have like improved graphically, but like speaking from experience, I don't know. It could be better these days. But back then, when I was playing, I felt like a lot of this stuff seemed kind of placeholder. Oh yeah, Tabletop Sim. I always wish I had friends that I could enjoy that game. Yeah. I mean, I do have friends I could could say like message them and like play Tabletop Sim with, maybe. I don't know if they still play it, but I kind of like the more fast-paced action of traditional video games. That's the reason why I can't really get back into D&D. It's just too slow for me. I need the fast-paced stuff. Also, I feel bad for the dungeon master who has to basically act as a computer. Like that's basically what a dungeon master is. A dungeon master is like a stand-in for your computer. But I mean, you can do like it's like a AI computer, right? What the dungeon master is. More than what a computer can do. Zethros, I posted some video on off-topic related to Unreal Engine. I thought it was related to Unreal Engine? Wait, I always thought it was cool, but I don't work with Unreal Engine. Take a look. Is this Advanced Locomotion System? Oh, yeah, I've done that before. Basically, what the thumbnail is showing is animation trees. Like animation trees and animation blending. This is how you get smooth transitions between different animations. So if you have a walking animation and then you want to change from walking to running, how do you do that? Well, the way you do that is you do that through animation trees and animation blending. So you have a walking animation, you have a running animation, and then the animation tree, it sort of like morphs between the two on the fly. So very handy stuff to have. You can also do this with other stuff. So say you're like walking and you want your character to jump, and while they're jumping, also take a bite out of an apple. So you have three things going there, right? You have walking, you have jumping, you have eating an apple. So it's getting a bit more complex now. But what you can do is you have your walking animation, you have your jump start animation, you have your jump middle animation, you have your jump end animation. Because a jump isn't just one animation, it is 3 or more animations that are blended together. And eating an apple, right? I guess that could just be one animation, but you can probably jazz it up and make the apple eating animation a couple of animations blended together, depending on how complex you want to make things. But anyways, if you were to like blend all of these animations together, you'd be walking, the character would be walking, and then he'd jump, so that'd be an animation blend from walking to jumping. It'd be blend that together, and somewhere between jump start and jump mid, you'd also blend the eating animation. So that would be a blending of the upper half of the body, because the lower half is still doing stuff, right? It's still jumping. So you want to just blend the upper half of the body, the upper torso, the arms, and the chest, everything above the waist, really. You want to blend that into the eating animation. So yeah, it gets a bit complex. Games aren't just like you type some stuff into a computer and then you get what you want. It is a time investment to understand how games work, but it's a very fun journey to get there. And yeah. And then you can, in that thumbnail as well, they're also demonstrating like inverse kinetics, I think. Inverse kinetics and also some other fancy stuff. Like I guess that's why they call it the Advanced Locomotion System version 2. I'm not sure. Yeah, I might have to watch that later. If you want to get like your feet directly on the stairs. That is another added layer of complexity. It doesn't seem too hard though. They've probably figured out some sort of really ingenious method of doing that. That's right. The computer is actually really dumb. But you just gotta tell it what to do, and then it'll do it. It's very good at doing things. We We just need artificial intelligence now. So computers would be very good at doing things and also coming up with things to do. What? You're bullying me? I couldn't tell. Gonna go watch YouTube now? Alright, catch you later, Rusty. Say hello to Shirley. I'll let her know. How about that? I'll let her know if you get Valheim. And then play it. You're missing out on Valheim, man. If you actually don't have it. Game. Oh shit, I was missing comments. The only two things in the universe that are infinite are the universe and human stupidity. And you guys know about like the conflict in the Middle East right now, right? It's a pretty shitty situation, and yeah, like I don't really know much about it myself, actually. But what I understand from a surface level observation is that these people have been fighting for so long they don't even know why they're fighting anymore. And that's why that's my takeaway. Is that about to go political? I'm bailing. Psh, you're gonna go watch YouTube anyway. Go watch YouTube. Yeah, it's just all very irrational to me. Very irrational, very nonsensical to kill your fellow humans over what is written in a book. Hey Graham. Seth, give me insider. I heard that if you ask, you'll never become insider. That's what Maddox says. But why? Why would I want to? Will I get money? Are you going to bribe me? Oh, perhaps. Come to think of it, that's how the original insiders got their status. They just bribed Maddox through Kickstarter. Right? Right, guys? No, I'm kidding. You asked him personally? Wow. Hey. Sounds a bit sus to me. Dragon scale armor? Wouldn't that be cool? If only there were dragons in Anima. But no, this is it's gonna be leather. Just some leather armor. Xiang, where do you learn to do 3D modeling? Just online. It's in my FAQ. Yeah, there's like resources everywhere. You just Google search. Google search is your friend. How to 3D model. Trying to not make this too uniform. I do want a bit of irregularity here. But yeah, there's a lot of tutorials. There's a lot of people who are willing to help out other people learn how to make 3D models. A lot of it is just trial and error. You just buy ZBrush, figure out how things work. Just press all the buttons. Press all the buttons, and you'll eventually press the right one. There's a finite amount of buttons in ZBrush, so you'll get there eventually. Oh man, gotta stretch a bit. Why cover the belt? Oh, hey, too lazy. Give me the patch. I just saw that. No, the patch for lazy. Everyone else gets a patch though. Why cover the belt? I don't know. I thought it needs some more detail. I thought that this kind of shape would look good for like leather plates. It's a very modern looking belt, to be honest. Armour's looking great. Can't wait to see it in game. Yeah, me too. Thanks, Prometheus. Where'd the pauldron go? Somewhere. Yeah. Kind of want to add this detail here to the pauldrons. Bring here maps. I don't know if this works. Okay. We're gonna keep trying to make something out of this. Starting to look a bit odd. Not very medieval. More fantasy. That's the problem with leather armor, man. It's hard to make leather armor that doesn't look like fantasy. Yeah, they look odd now. We're gonna keep working with them. See if we can turn it into something that doesn't look as odd. I mean, what we could do if we wanted to turn this into a full-blown fantasy armor is to like turn it into some sort of crown. It would look pretty cool, I would think. Get some like Monster Hunter vibes going on here. So you could have like a... You could do something, I can definitely do something very cool, very fantasy, but it's not gonna... Exanima isn't that kind of game, you know? So... If you guys want to see something like this, you'll have to play Path of Exile. Yeah. Check that out. No, it's not gonna work. Nah. Just go hide that. Don't need it. We don't need that. And spend money on microtransaction and PoE so your character doesn't look like a hobo. Dude, if you're playing Templar, or if you're playing Marauder, you have to spend MTX so your character has pants, alright? You gotta spend MTX so the lower half of your body isn't naked. Like, free players, they don't even get clothes. They can't even afford to clothe the other half of their body. Oh man, I don't know why my joints are hurting all of a sudden. It's not because I'm old, or it's not because I don't exercise, right? I think I went to sleep really late last night. Yeah, the base characters. I don't think the base characters have changed since release. I don't know. Maybe they've done some like touch-up jobs here and there, but for the most part, I think the base characters have stayed exactly the same. From what I've seen as a player. But I heard like I heard that the new Path of Exile 2 characters are more optimized. Like maybe the Templar doesn't have a giraffe neck. And hopefully they have more clothes. Because it's cold and it's hot. There's a lot of elements in Raid class, right? First you go from like coastal town, and then you go to jungle, and then yeah, man. If I were going into a jungle, I would want pants. Think of all the mosquitoes and the leeches and everything else that wants to like parasitize you? Like bot flies? I don't know. Oh god. Speaking about bot flies, right? Last night I was there's this subreddit called popping. If you go to the Reddit popping page and then like search for parasite, it's gnarly, man. Pretty gnarly stuff. I want to add that stuff to Exanima. Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, it's like it fits. It fits in the world of Exanima. Some of that stuff. Dude, yuck. Yeah, it's pretty yucky. We should add in like some. We should really add in like some sort of like secret update, that nobody knows about, and like the next person who goes near the butt in the sewer, it would just like open up and vomit maggots on them. It would be like, yeah, and then they're like the characters just like gets like toppled over by the mountains of maggots, something horrible like that. Or like swallows up and eats them or something. Something outrageous. I'd be happy if the sewer butt farted on you. If you came up close, it just like rips out a big one. I know, right? It's like so ominous when you look at it. It definitely screams jump scare. That's another thing. We need jump scares in Exanima. Aside from Sir, there aren't any jump scares. I mean the golems. I guess you can sort of consider them, but I mean you're like expecting that as a player. Like the moment you see statues like that, that should send off alarm bells in your head. Oh man. Yeah, the golems are a trip, aren't they? Yeah, they should be in the arena. I don't know if it'll be in the arena update, but it should be arena content. Got any spoilers I can share? Nope. No spoilers. I think the latest info is all in the coffee diary. And also the monster feet. If you haven't seen the monster feet spoiler, it's in the Exanima Discord channel. In there somewhere. I mean, technically, you are seeing a spoiler right here. This entire stream is a spoiler. And co-op isn't. It's a very long-term project, I think. I don't know if you guys will be seeing co-op for a while yet. Wow, it looks like we're at our 2-hour mark. I think I'm just gonna go to sleep. I know I was gonna do some. Yeah, I know I was gonna do some like personal game dev work after this, but I'm feeling pretty tired. I might just head to sleep. And I have an appointment to catch early tomorrow morning as well. So thanks everyone for stopping by. Had another awesome stream as usual. I'll catch you guys when I catch you guys later. Good night, everyone. Later. Bye.